Hi everyone, it's Laura Portalease again, and I want to give you a little bit of an introduction to this chapter. This chapter is all about the recruitment process in human resource management, and we can define the recruitment process as looking at how we develop a qualified pool of applicants for our organization. Obviously, we know that human capital is really important, so the recruitment process is really where you begin that process of looking at qualified candidates and starting the hiring process for them and for your organization. Before we begin recruiting, though, there are three main things that we need that this chapter will talk about in great detail. The first is a job analysis. And a job analysis is a very detailed list of exactly what that particular position entails, what kind of things they need to know, what kind of things they need to be able to do, as well as the day-to-day tasks of the organization for that particular position. So based on the job analysis, we can then write a job description. And I'm sure most of you are pretty familiar with job descriptions. This is what is posted on job sites like Monster and so forth. So the job description is always based on the job analysis. And then we also have the job specifications, which are based on the job analysis. The specifications are those things that you feel the candidate needs to possess or be able to do in order to be successful at that position. So it may mean a 4-year degree in a certain field. It may mean a certain level of experience. So in other words, we create this job analysis, which is a really detailed listing, and that is something that we use internally. And then based on that job analysis, we can then write the job description as well as the job specifications. So that's the first step in the recruitment process. The second step, and we'll discuss this in great detail throughout the chapter, is the EEOC set of laws when it comes to recruiting. Obviously, we want to stay within the law in our organization, so it's really important that we have a thorough understanding of EEOC laws as they relate specifically to recruitment. In this chapter, we'll also talk a little bit about one of the many ways that you can recruit. Social media, of course, is one of those ways. We can also recruit through job fairs and other means. But we'll get into a lot of detail about the different ways that you can recruit for positions within your organization. A couple of other things that I want to note, and as you read through, I'd like you to take special note of these. The first is that you want to have a recruiting plan in place. You don't want to be spending resources recruiting in areas that may not work for your organization. So by having a recruiting plan, you're better able to know what works for your organization, what methods work for recruiting, and focus on those through your recruiting plan. Finally, at the end of the chapter, we'll talk a little bit about the costs of recruiting and how we can look at measuring what the costs are in terms of our recruiting plan. That's it for me. I hope you enjoy the chapter, and I'll see you next time.